Assalamu alaikum. I'm Professor Dr. Haidar Jawad Mubarak. Um, this is an introductory view to the topic of comparative anatomy that is part of the curriculum of medical biology for the first year student, College of Medicine, Al Nahran University in the second semester, 219-220. I want to clarify here that why we are studying comparative anatomy, why the value of studying comparative anatomy for a medical student. The value of studying comparative anatomy could be summarized in these 3 points. First point is that when you will study the structure and function of body of some vertebrates in this course, in this curriculum, you will find that there is a relation between the structure of the organs and the system of the body and with the functional requirements according to the habit of life of that vertebrate and the environment where that vertebrate is living. You will find that certain species of vertebrate having a certain arrangement or certain structure of the body, and that arrangement or that structure of the organs of the body are to serve a functional requirements. This functional requirements to that species of vertebrates occurs because that vertebrate is living in a certain environment, for example in air or in water, and that vertebrates have a certain habits of life and therefore having functions to be done, and therefore the organ of the body is structured according to the need of function. When you will find this relation in your curriculum of comparative anatomy between the organ structure and function and the organ structures and environment, you will have an initial background for studying anatomy of a human in later courses during your career in the first year and second year and later on. In addition to these 2 points, studying comparative anatomy will give you an understanding or an explanation to a sentence that says embryogenesis recapitulate phylogenesis. This sentence, that embryogenesis recapitulate phylogenesis, means that you will see in your course of comparative anatomy that the early embryo of vertebrates have the same structure in most of the species. So generally the body of the embryo of vertebrate have the same structure. That's why many of the research work had been done for pharmacological purposes to study a drug, or even for microbiological purposes to study a virus or so. Such studies involved early embryos of rat or early embryo of chick or rabbit, because early embryo of vertebrates having the same body whatever their species are. And what's going on that in later embryonic stages, in later developmental stages, the body structures of the embryo will deviate according to the criteria of that species, and therefore the later stages of embryonic development will show criteria of anatomical and functional modification according to the peculiarity of that species. Therefore, you will see that some of the body structures of the embryo may uh, evolve during later stages of embryonic development, forming functional organs. But the same body structure may be found to degenerate in other species because the other species is not in need for that organ, and therefore in other species you may find that organ as a vestiges. It will not grow, it will form a vestiges. The same vestiges may be found in a species as a functional organ, but this vestiges, although is found in early embryo of another species, but after development in later stages, you will find that this organ of embryo will not survive and it will degenerate. So in summary, the requirements of FEV, the function, the environment, and formation of vestiges are the factors that are related to organization of the anatomical structure of the body organs. Then this requirements will result in modification of the developing embryo from the earlier stage in which all the vertebrae are the same to a specific organ growth or degeneration in later stages of development according to the species. This introductory part is not part of the lecture. I just want you to know why we are studying comparative anatomy. Thank you very much.